funny story that happened last week. I'm waxing my board up, and the area is pretty quiet at about 8:30 in the morning, and you hear like yelling, like a man's voice yelling really loud, and it sounds like he's yelling at somebody. You could hear like instructions. I guess that's the best way to describe it. I'm like, man, what is going on? I step back from the back of my truck and I look down, and there's this dude, and he's talking to a group of, I guess, new surfers. This group is watching this guy, and the way that he's delivering instructions, he's just almost aggressively yelling at these people. You know, their eyes are all big. I'm thinking to myself, oh man, I've never seen this guy before. There's no way this guy could run a surf school or anything talking to these people like that. So I think nothing of it. I go ahead and I paddle out, and you gotta understand, it's loud out there when you're right where the waves are breaking. It sounds like a freight train sometimes. While I'm out there, there's a lady off to my left and maybe about 25 yards away, a couple guys to my right. Then you can hear whistling, and almost like a cattle call whistle. There's no way that's a surf school, because the way he's talking to these people, I'd want my money back. So I continue surfing and get out. The group is still out there in the water. I go back up to my truck and I put my board up. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to go film some more stuff. So I walk back onto the beach, and now this same group is now getting out of the water. And they're standing around waiting for him. Now I'm intrigued. I'm like, who is this guy? Is he a surf instructor? I've never seen him before. I'm down there all the time. He says to the group of people, put your boards down. I want 7 of them in a row. Yes, they didn't get the memo. It's not really hard to count 7 long boards, but this guy made a production of it. And you could see he gets this like stern look on his face, and he's looking and he's calculating that obviously it's not 7 boards, but he needs to act it out. And so he starts counting it. 1, 2. You can see the thing going through his head. He goes, I don't see 7 boards there.
I see more than 7 boards.
And he looks at the group accusingly. Now, of course, at this point, they look very, very concerned that they didn't want to piss this guy off at all, because I think they've kind of like learned not to do anything that's going to upset this dude. Now they're like looking at each other. He's basically, who did this? Who put the extra 2 boards down? They look at each other, and so somebody like sheepishly says, I did. He's all, get those 2 boards out of here. Go, like this. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no way this guy is a surf instructor. No way. He won't survive. There's too many surf schools here. This guy is kind of like a jackass. So I turn my camera around, shooting some other stuff, and now they're walking up towards where I'm at. And I'm filming a lifeguard tower, just for some B-roll for my channel. And then I hear behind me, hey you, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh man, who's this jackass talking to? And I turn my camera around, and he's talking to me. He goes, what are you doing? What are you doing? What do you got? And I'm like, a camera? I'm shooting. He goes, oh, I didn't see that you had a camera. Like he is, beach patrol, and he's making sure that everything's safe. And I look at him all like odd. I'm like, is this your surf school? Do you run a surf school? Because I'm confused. I mean, how this group of people hasn't asked for their money back yet at this point is amazing. And now he's talking to me like this, like I'm a child or something like that. And he goes, it's not my surf school. It's your surf school. Kind of assuming that I need to take lessons from him. I don't know. It was a weird thing. And I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. And I walk off. Maybe people love the class. Maybe they love the aggressiveness. I have no idea. I personally don't think I could handle that. I will say, though, an inkling of something in my head that was like, maybe this guy could fix your pop-up. I don't know.